Hi guys, and welcome to my review of Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle. This is a non-spoiler review, so don't worry about any spoilers. So, I was worried for this film after Baywatch came out, because the trailers had the very similar feel that Baywatch did, with some funny jokes, but nothing really special. However, this film has a really fun time. It's just a great time at the cinema. The jokes really land, there's some nice action, the cast really do well with the roles they're given. They're really out of character for themselves, yet it's just done so spectacularly. So let's go over the cast. The Rock does a really good performance, as always. He's so charismatic in all his films, so it's unsurprising to see him deliver another great performance here. He really does well of playing against type when he's really this scrawny boy who's a nerd who doesn't really do any fighting, but he plays video games, and I feel that's really portrayed well in The Rock's performance. However, the funniest actor in this is definitely Jack Black, because he does have to play the biggest difference because he is playing a woman, and he does it so well. He plays this person who loves Instagram really well, and all his jokes really land for me, and I just love Jack Black. Kevin Hart is in this film, and he's probably the worst of the main four leads for me. Not because he's terrible, he has funny jokes, but for me, I feel like he's just being Kevin Hart in this. He's continuing to make, oh, I'm a black man jokes, and it's not incredibly funny, but, you know, he's still doing an okay job. And he plays off The Rock well. I think you really feel like they are good friends in real life, and their chemistry does come across in both Central Intelligence and this new Jumanji film. Now, the most unknown out of the four of these actors is definitely Karen Gillan. I mean, I'm a massive fan of Doctor Who, and she's great as Amy Pond. She's also been Nebula in Guardians of the Galaxy movies, but overall she's not really massively well known. But here, she really stands up to the calibre of the rest of them. She is excellent, and she actually has some of the funniest parts of the film. I'm just really glad that someone who started out quite a low profile actor is really getting these big roles, and I hope she continues to get great roles. Now, the teenagers also do a good job. I mean, sometimes you feel like the characters from one side aren't being portrayed perfectly to next, like the teenager of Kevin Hart, surprisingly, doesn't really feel like actual Kevin Hart, and occasionally you get that with Karen Gillan's character, but I guess this sort of thing would be very hard to film, and also, that's not really what it's aiming for. The film is aiming for comedy. By God, is this a funny film. Almost all of the jokes landed for me. I mean, all of the cast members get really good, fun things to do, and as this film is a comedy, I'm so happy this film is actually really funny. The action is also some pretty good action. There's some great action set pieces, and there are some meh action set pieces. I think anything that's done hand to hand, especially with The Rock and Karen Gillan, that is so good. It's really well done. A lot of The Rock hand-to-hand stuff, there's one scene and it's absolutely spectacularly done. Some of the helicopter chases and just some of the running away from things, it isn't amazing, but they use it for comedic purposes. However, the action scenes do kind of feel very video gamey, which does end up working, and anyway, I would consider the film much more of a comedy than an action comedy, because the action is meh, whereas the comedy is amazing. There are some slight problems with the film. It does feel quite predictable. I'm not spoiling anything, but the way the lives work, you do feel like, okay, this person has to lose a life, or at some point this is going to have to happen, and it does pretty quickly. The level ramping also feels odd because it's a video game. They're playing different levels, yet you feel the first level's really easy, and yet it jumps in the second level, it jumps really hard, and then it kind of stays on that sort of difficulty level, so that kind of felt odd to me, but it's not a major issue. As I said, it's a comedy, and it's really funny. Who said comedies had to have massive logic? So overall, this is a really fun, entertaining film. Please go and support Jumanji 2. All of the cast are brilliant, it's really funny, and I think it is a good film. So that's it for the video. Thanks for checking out the review. Please like, please subscribe. I'll have to have a chat with anyone in the comments, and I'll see you another time.
What the hell?